Hi, my name is Brooke Moeller and I'm a UC Master Gardener in Placer County. Thanks for joining me for another garden adventure. Today is the last day of October and we're at the home of Keith and Traci Estes in North Auburn. Keith and Traci have 3.5 acres, of which 1 acre is landscaped. They also have extensive hardscape in the back that separates the garden into different sitting areas, a pool, and play areas for the children and adults. While the front of this house is gorgeous with this beautiful magnolia tree and the statuary, I understand that the real adventure begins when we go behind the garden gate. So let's go see what we find. Hey Keith, we're here.
Well, hi. Come on in.
Thanks. Wow.
What do you think?
Oh man, everything is all lit up.
This is our little oasis.
It's beautiful. Oh man.
This is where we like to spend a lot of our time, is in the backyard, as you can tell.
I can understand why. Well, let's go sit down and have a talk.
Sure. Let's sit right on over here.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Come on, sit down.
Oh, great.
What would you like to know?
Well, first of all, I just really appreciate you letting us come over and talk to you and look at your garden. It's just so pretty.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Oh, thanks. So I understand you have about 1 acre that's landscaped here.
Correct.
And how long have you guys been gardening here?
Well, we moved into the house 40 years ago when we built it. And from day one, we had nothing out here but just oak trees and brush and poison oak, and that was it. We had a little bit of a deck, and that's all that we had.
Yeah.
So it just took a process of time. We were a young family, 2 small children, just moved into the area from the Bay Area.
Okay.
And so we needed to, first year couldn't do much, and then slowly started working on it and developed a plan over the years.
And so what part did you start on first?
Well, right here, right up close by.
Okay.
First thing we did is we added a little bit more deck, and then I added lawns for the kids to play on, one on that side and one on that side.
Yeah. So, do you have a basic theme that you chose for the garden?
I don't know if it's a basic theme. Just my wife is a designer. She's good at designing everything. Designed the pool, designed the layout of the backyard, chose a lot of the plants. I don't think a theme, just more of what we liked, incorporated with what we think will grow in the area, which is very important.
It sure is. Well, did you start with a plan then, or did you have after you got done expanding the grass area, did she draw up a plan, or did she work with anybody?
She drew up a plan, and she also worked with a fellow that kind of did it part-time.
Okay.
And between the two of them, they developed a plan to go off of. But it gave us a basic layout, but you know, then we kind of worked some with his plants and then chose our own plants and did a lot of modifications on it.
And as far as the hardscape, that came later?
Kind of at the same time.
Okay.
Had to put in a lot of the hardscape first before we started doing the planting.
Okay.
So.
And I love the front yard. It's so dynamic when you drive up. Did that kind of come in like second phase?
Well, we did right by the front door first, so that you had a little bit of a presence when you drove up, and then over time worked our way out to the sides of the driveway and then that center area of the driveway. Yeah. But probably spent more time working on the backyard than we did the front yard, simply because this is where we spend most of our time throughout all the summer.
Yeah. So Traci pretty much decided on the plants.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And do you have help maintaining your garden?
I sure do. Absolutely. I've got the guys who do the basic mowing, and you know, they mow and they trim and then they do the cleanup work. But if it's plants that need to be planted or replaced or whatever, those I do. They just the basic, what they call mow, blow, and go guys.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But they do a good job.
Well, yeah.
They do a great job keeping it up.
And you have a pretty busy business life still. I mean, how do you be able to balance, you know, all of your business stuff and working out in the garden? How much time do you have to spend out here?
People ask me, I don't know, you spend more time in the springtime kind of getting it set up and replacing anything that might have died, or plants that I wanted to change that didn't come out looking quite right. But my rule is if it's not done by the 1st of July, don't do it. It's too hot. I'm not working out in the yard anymore after July 1st.
That's true. Well, what's your favorite part of the garden? Do you have a favorite part?
I would say that hammock right over there is my favorite part. So,
it's well used.
Yeah, not often enough, but I try to use it whenever I can. But I get great enjoyment out of working in the yard. I've just, even building it and then putting it together. If I develop an area, I like the way it looks, and I get a lot of satisfaction from that. As much as going out maybe playing around a golf, I could get a great satisfaction out of that, because then we come back and we enjoy it so much more.
What do you see as the future? You got any big plans? Anything you want to tear out, do over?
No, I'm happy with the way it is. Every year we will pick one little area I might want to work on, but nothing specifically. It's all pretty well done. A few years ago we added on the bocce ball court and that hardscape and a bocce ball court in that area. And that really was the last big project.
The play area for the adults.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that. I love that part too. So what motivates you to be able to spend so much time out here?
I think because we really enjoy it.
Yeah.
We love to sit out here and enjoy the backyard and entertain a lot.
And
with friends and family and barbecues. And like I said, I raised our 3 children here, and now they all live in town, so we have 7 grandchildren. So we all get together. It's 15 people here on any given weekend.
Yeah.
So
and you got the barbecue, so you do
we do a lot of barbecue.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a little stroll around your garden if you'd like.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Be happy to show it to you.
Okay. So is the barbecue a rather new addition?
No, we've had that for a number of years. I actually built that quite a few years ago when we put this patio in. And obviously it's our place for entertaining.
Yep.
And
it's a big grill.
And tables, and a great place for entertaining and gathering around the barbecue while you cook. That's
right.
the favorite spot.
With the refrigerator.
With the refrigerator, yes.
And the grandkids like to play out on this big lawn.
Yes, this is where they run a lot, is all out here on this lawn. Then they'll run from this lawn to the lawn over there, across the deck or around that way. But I have one 13-year-old grandchild, but then I've got younger ones, 3 of them that are 6 years old, 3 of them that are 4 years old.
Okay.
And their favorite spot actually is climbing up in the rocks and the rock mounds there.
And I want to talk to you about that. I'm going to ask. I didn't see these little statues before. These are cute little deer.
Mm-hmm. We have a buck and a doe out front.
Right.
And what happened was they got together and we ended up with a couple of fawns.
That happens, especially this time of year.
Correct.
Now, I've noticed that you have a lot of these dry creek beds. Mm-hmm. Is that ornamental? Or
it's just strictly ornamental.
Okay,
just to break up the design.
Functional.
Doesn't really do any drainage. I have drainage lines in, but it's just ornamental.
Okay, that's nice. And the pool is so gorgeous.
Thank you.
And that little structure over there?
That's just pool equipment storage for the furniture. As you can see, we've already kind of closed everything up, ready for the winter time.
Right.
Summertime, these are all big umbrellas with furniture out here.
Yeah.
And we have a pool, and over there we have a little 18-inch deep pool for the children. It's for all of the babies. We raised our own babies in that pool. Now we raise our grandbabies in that pool.
Oh, that's fun. And the owl on the table?
Yeah, well, that's supposed to keep the other birds from nesting up in the gondola. And the problem is we also have a bat that wants to hang up there and mess on everything. So we hopefully the owl will keep them away.
Okay. And here's where you can keep an eye on the kiddos while they're playing.
Correct. And so obviously they love to play in all the apparatuses that are there. We can sit out here. We've got covered places to sit, and it's a great place for the moms to come over and they can watch them. But mostly it's my wife. My wife loves taking care of the grandkids. They're over here a lot. So it gives her a chance to sit down here with our dog Hudson.
Yes,
and the two of them,
Hudson.
Hudson take care of the kids.
That's fun. And then the bocce ball court out here.
Correct. We just put that in about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And that's, again, that's another place for entertaining, a place to sit out there and entertain guests and have a lot of fun playing bocce ball.
I love the trees in the background, how they've kind of separated your property from your neighbors, so you have some privacy.
Yeah, and I planted all of those willow trees back there along the creek. That's our creek back there. And I put irrigation lines into them, but I think they're now, the roots have found the creek.
Yeah.
So they're okay now, and they're really growing well. And it screened off that back neighbor.
Yeah, that is
Gives
nice.
a real nice sense of privacy.
It does. And we have all of these trees just going crazy right now.
Well, that's that time of year.
Yep. Your daughter was smart to want to get married with this.
Yes.
I don't know all of these different kinds, but I know I see a ginkgo.
Correct. You are.
And the Japanese maples.
And the maples.
Yeah. Is that another dogwood?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, that one really got a lot of color in it this year.
Does that get a lot of sun during the day, or is it pretty much shaded from the oaks?
It's shaded a lot. And as you know, it's tough to get things to grow underneath oak trees. So
yes, it is.
I feel very fortunate when I get ones that do grow.
Yes. And I love the contrast that Traci's picked out with the blue-green. And with the
That's the blue spruce, and then we got the spirea, and then we've got the crepe myrtles there.
Yeah. So pretty. And that ginkgo is just doing really good. That isn't something that I would have expected to grow up here.
It does. Very happy there.
Yay! So there's some more of these rock outcroppings. They actually add a lot to the garden, I think. They're really fun. I bet the kids like to play on those.
That's where they climb.
Too.
They love to climb up there, and them and the dog, and they take turns being on top of the mountain and climbing around here, and they just like this adventure. They don't have, of course, they don't have big yards like this where they live, so they come over here. It's like a park to them.
It is. Well, it is like a park. And I love the way you've added the pots on top of the rocks too, for you. They won't grow anything because it's a rock.
Right. And just to give it a contrast and something a little bit different, just a little variety.
Yeah. Now, tell me you know the names of these trees, Keith. Do you know these? I feel so silly that I don't.
Those are all deodoras.
Okay.
Yeah.
Citrus deodora. Okay.
And we did that again.
You know your plants.
We did that again just for privacy.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice. And those smell really good too with the cedar, don't they?
Yes, they do.
And I think these are barberry over here.
Correct. And we've used a couple different types of barberries. You'll see some of the golden colored ones, and then some of the red ones. And we also incorporated them out in the front yard too. Again, they're ones that are hardy, and they seem to survive here. As you know, up in this area, every few years we get a little bit of snow. Yep. Not a lot, but just enough to freeze plants that cannot handle the cold.
Yeah.
So we've been through that where, oh, let's try this plant. Seems to work pretty good.
We'll do more of them.
Yeah, we'll do more of them, and then we get a winter, and those don't. They die because they just get too cold. We're a little bit colder here because we're in a little bit of a valley, if you would. The Dry Creek is right not too far from here, and the temperature seems to drop here. Even from if you go in the subdivision, just even a quarter mile away, you get up in elevation, and there's quite a difference in the climate. Right. So what do they call it? Thermal climates, or when you've got a little microclimates. That's it, microclimates.
Absolutely.
And we have that here.
Yeah, we do too. We're just a little bit up the hill, and 3 times snow last year. And I wondered why my sweet peas didn't come up.
Exactly.
Well, this is just gorgeous. I love it all.
Well, thank you very much.
I think it's just fabulous.
It's enjoyable. You know, one of the biggest problems I have right now, like everyone does, is you fight the moles in the lawn and try to stay ahead of them.
Yeah. And are these rhododendrons or azaleas right here?
Let's see, we've got azaleas, and then that is, they call those spiderwort plants there. And they're just for a hedge is basically all that
really
is.
Pretty. And I love that you have the benches and all the different seating areas in the garden too.
Plenty of places to sit.
Yep, when you're entertaining and when the kids are here.
Correct.
Well, I think it's just awesome, and I really appreciate you taking the time to show me around.
My pleasure.
Thanks so much.
You.
I appreciate it.
Nice
Thanks.
Thank you.
Take care. we'd like to thank Traci and Keith Estes for allowing us to come into their beautiful home today. We hope that you enjoyed these fall colors as much as we did, and we look forward to seeing you at the next garden adventure.